Welcome back to another video with Mad Dog the First here. Today I'm going to be looking more specifically at incoming noobs and just giving a little financial advice on how to best get the most bang for the buck for when they eventually bust open that wallet and actually look to spend. Now, when you look straight at the normal one, you look straight at the standard account you get in the beginning, any veteran will notice some significant problems, which unfortunately cost gold. Now, this is a free-to-play game, costs you literally nothing. Free to play, not pay to win. There's a difference. And hopefully I won't have to explain that to you. But just because it's free to play doesn't mean they want you to not pay. As much as they would love to charge you a lot. But you get the option to not pay them. However, there's obviously significant benefits to those that do. However, it's still not pay to win, no matter how much they want to argue on the forums. It is, and they want to see pay to win. Just look at any other MMO, really, and they'll see pay to win. This ain't pay to win. All right, so this video is just more directed to incoming noobs and such. So. You've already done some of this, and it just doesn't quite as apply, though some of it still makes some pretty good sense. Now, just want to go over the don'ts. Some of the don'ts you don't want to do when you go and pay. Alright, so let's get the tech tree. Tech tree. Alright, so some of the don'ts. You're going to open your wallet, start forking over cash to the company. Your Mr. Zero Battles doesn't know how to move his tank, whom to not shoot, and just thinks everything should be nerfed to the ground because he's better than you. Well, I repeat, do not get a tier 8 premium. They are not in your interest. We all hate you for it. Everyone who is up here trying to play their normal tier 8s, 9s, 10s, hell, even the 7s are going to hate you for it. Why? Because we're going to be running our XVM, and we're going to know when Mr. Zero Battle shows up. And the other most important thing that seems to screw Mr. Zero Battles over is he doesn't even know which one to pick to give him the most benefit, where he doesn't have to screw over as many people. Because there are certain tanks that have this little unknown thing known as premium matchmaking. Alright, premium matchmaking means you only see one tier above you, maximum. That means you won't have to screw over in your tier 8 premium the tier 10s while we're at it. Because you think I has tank, it big number tier, it must be good. It the most stunk tank in game. No. Premium tanks are known to be better than a stock tank of the same tier, but worse than a fully upgraded one. Alright, so do not get the tier 8s. They are not in your interest. We all hate you for it. Yes, we will be snobs about it. You do not belong. Until you get, I want to say, tier 7, possibly tier 6 minimum. And that's hopefully if anything hit you, is you take your time and slow down. That should be thousands of battles later, a couple thousand, and you got a very good idea of all the tanks you're going to end up facing. Why tier 7? Because you're going to end up facing tier 9s then, and you'll have a better idea what tier 9s can do, and as well as other tier 8s, of course. But if you insist on getting premium, the ones I would recommend for anyone just starting out, start small. Okay, no reason to bust out $50 for a big tank that you're going to hate. We're going to hate you for having it, and you're just going to end up suffering and making everyone else suffer with you. All right, no reason to do that. Don't torture yourself. Don't torture everyone else by you torturing yourself. Okay, don't screw everyone else over. All right, but here's what I would recommend: stick to tier 2s, 3s, 4, and possibly 5. All right, I only say 5 because, let's face it, tier 5 is where everything starts forming to look like the rest of the game. Armor is a significant matter. Yes, I know the T-18 is armored in the front, and incredibly difficult, especially for new players. But about tier 5, there's not only one tank running around with armor. There's several. There's angles, there's this, there's that. There's just so much more there than is at the low tiers. But you get the low if you insist on getting a low tier. Getting a premium tank, make it a low tier, no more than tier 5. Because then you just, once again, you get above tier 5, you start pissing everyone else off. And let's face it, at tier 5, plenty of veterans still go down to tier 5 because they don't want to run a premium account or any other real reason. Or they just really like the tier 5s, because let's face it. Let's face it, the tier 5s, that's where all the fun tanks are. You get stuff like your M4 Sherman and your T-49. Yeah, the Wolverine's even fun. The T-1 Heavy. This is where fun tanks are. You got the KV-1, the Panzer IV, although it's changed now. It's the Panzer IV-H. This is where the fun tanks are. They're just fun, and a lot of veterans end up in the tier 5. So, if you're going to get a tier 5 premium tank, you're kind of pushing it Mr. Zero Battles. But like I said, most people who try and get the tier 8s, Mr. Zero Battle, who try and get a tier 8 premium, doesn't even know which premium to even choose. And it's just picking some random one. Alright, because he cannot consult with His Holiness the Wicca. The Wicca is your best friend when you want to shell out real cash for virtual goods. Let's face it, they do not really exist, but we thank you for your donations anyway. Okay, you're going to shell out real cash for this. You best know what you're about to get into. So, consult His Holiness the Wicca. And then His Other Holiness, the forum search function. Okay? Or hell, if you're feeling even particularly lazy, you could probably just ask on the forum. You might even be able just to ask in general chat here in game about the tank and should get a pretty decent answer. Alright? But, Mr. Zero Battles, if you absolutely, positively insist on getting a tier 8, get a tier 8 with premium matchmaking, and I'm not going to tell you which one because I don't want you to get it. Because I don't want you in Mr. Zero Battles in tier 8. Now, to get the most bang for your buck, watch your sales. Watch the sales. It's just like in real life. There's a good deal, there's a good sale. Time to buy is then. price is low. Time to sell is when high, but you know, this is World of Tanks. The price never goes up. Alrighty then. So, hopefully this comes up right now. I'm testing this out. Bring up how much the gold costs. Alright, so as you can see, there's different specials going on. But most of these specials, most of the specials in the premium shop are only meant to make you feel special. Not in the good way. If you just add them up and calculate them, they almost always cost the same, if not more than if you went out and bought the just straight gold and bought the individual parts. And dollars to gold. Now, several other things you don't want to do. Do not waste your time spending good money on credits. Like right here, you got 10,000 gold plus 10 million credits. All sounds well and good, but let's face it, for that amount you could get a premium account for a whole year, which is going to make you more than 10 million credits. And just do not take the flat credit boost. You don't need it. You can grind them out. You can get premium tanks and earn more than that. So, do not buy bundles that include credits. That's just a bad idea. Do not buy bundles that include premium time. They sound good in theory, but they still cost roughly just as much, and they tend to make you pay more and get less. So, but if that's really your thing, feel free. You know, who am I to tell you what to do with your money? I'm just the guy giving away free advice. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to just use an example. I feel the perfect amount to use is about 3,000 gold is about how much you're needed to go from your basic account to whatever you're going to need. So that's going to cost you roughly about $15. Ultimately not much. Now, gold to dollar ratio, your best one is going to be the $100. Put $100, you get 25,000. That is a lot. And it runs the cheapest. It's just buying on scale or buying in bulk. So, but you know, Mr. New Guy, not too sure if he even likes the game, not too sure he wants to even keep playing. Well, $15 is basically perfect and just a good startup amount. If you sell for the $7 package, I just feel it doesn't give you enough, and you'll have to buy yet another $7 package, or you'll have to just go straight to the $15 because you couldn't get it right the first time. So, for the all intents and purposes of this example, you're going to have 3,000 gold. Alright, now one of the most important things in game is your crew. Problem is, when you get your account and you log on for the first time ever, you got like 10 to 12 barracks slots open. So you got like 10 to 12 slots in your barracks open. Well, you got to expand your barracks at least once. I recommend once to twice. But for this example, we're going to go with like once. Alright, get you more room to be able to try out different tanks, swap out tanks, but you must keep that crew. Especially if you paid anything for them. And if they, even more important, is if they have any skills. Now, I know they changed it where your brand new accounts start off with those tier 1s tanks start with a 100% crew. So it's very important you keep those guys no matter what. Expand your barracks. You want to keep all crews, because Tanks can be replaced. Equipment can be replaced. Just bought with credits. The time you wasted on the crew, that is irreplaceable. Although you can go ahead and buy crews up to 100%. After that, the perks, you gotta grind out your own perks. There is no money option. Haha. Suck on that, pay to win jerks. So, very important, expand your barracks. As you can see here, I have like 36 people in my barracks out of 64 possible. So, I've had several barracks expansions. Now, granted, every now and then, Wargame will give you free stuff. Like, a while back, they gave me a free barracks expansion, even though I no longer needed them anymore. That's right, at some point, you're going to just no longer need to keep expanding your barracks. But, where you stand from basic brand new account, you got to expand your barracks. There's just not enough room to do everything you're probably going to want to do. But this is just based off my experience, and I could just be making stuff up. But, you know, I wanted to grind every tank, so that's half my problem. But expand your barracks. Why? What if you get bored with some tank, or you realize a tank's been sitting around a week, you haven't touched it, and you just decide to sell it? Do not get rid of the crew. Do not dismiss your crew. Keep them no matter what. Keep them at every time you can, because they can only keep improving. Also, they rank up. Just see. Yeah, they rank up, and that's kind of cool to watch. It's like here, I got more rank over this one. So. Alright, now, the next thing you want to do, that's, so we started with 3,000 gold, spent 300. You know, obviously depending on any sales going on at the time you do this, is how many expansions you can get, how many, you know, how much you end up spending. So, like, last time I expanded my barracks, it was half off. So I just doubled the expansion right then. Alright, now, pretty much the most important thing after the barracks is expanded at least once, is you expand your garage, because you start off with like 7 to 9 garage slots for free. And at least 7 of those are already filled. What you're going to want to do is add roughly 6 more. This is a rough, just some rough number. With your 2,700 gold left, take away about 1,800 for those 6 slots, and now you got you got room for tanks, and crews that are on tanks are not counting as taking up space in your barracks. Haha, double whammy. Now you have more crews around, running more tanks, playing different tanks, and when you get bored, you got room in your barracks to put the crew, while you find a different tank you're more interested in, because you're trying out all different tanks and seeing which one fits you best before you go hardcore down the line. Alright, now, there's lots of things you could do with that remaining 900 gold. What? 900? But we had 2,700. Yeah, but we took 1,800 away for the garage. Because tanks are awesome. Having lots of them is awesome. I should know. Oh, it just goes on and on and on. You know, but it's not like I paid a boatload for all of this. I went in and used the discounted specials going on at the time. So I think the last time I expanded the garage, all the garage slots were going for about 100 gold each. So you're darn right I expanded. You're darn right I expanded then. That's a great time to expand. That was wonderful. Now I got... What the hell's that? Alright, that was just in game and I'm freaking out over nothing. Okay, now I got lots of tanks. I think current total is counting closer to 30. Yes, I may have a problem. But alright, so you got 900 left. What are you going to spend 900 on? Well, there's several things you could do. 3 more garage slots, that recommended second barracks expansion, and 2 more garage slots. Or you spend 800 of it training up a crew, 4 crew members up to 100. My recommendation, if you're only going to choose 1 crew member to train up to 100 over the rest, make it the commander. Because then you can put mentor on the commander, and the rest will build up faster that way. And the commander gives the commander's bonus, which will now be a full 10%. Be a full 10% commander bonus. And the rest of the crew will benefit from it. So that's some smart thinking on your part. Who do you pick? Who do you not? Do not pick Radio Man. Unfortunately, we here in World of Tanks are incredibly mean to anyone running the radio. We have declared you useless, and thank God it wasn't the loader that got killed. So we're incredibly mean. So focus on loaders, drivers, gunners, and above all the commander. If you're only going to choose one person, be it the commander. The commander will boost everyone else. Alright, so I went ahead and did this, that. I got your barracks, I got your garage. What else can I do with that remaining 900? And honestly, I'm going to just basically leave the remaining 900 up to you. Decide to do with it what you wish. And, there's several things you can do. You can convert elite tanks and convert their locked XP into free XP. As you can see, I have a lot of XP I could convert. About 3,000 worth. Which, make no mistake, that's going to take a huge chunk out of those higher tiers. And I don't care who's messaging there, I'm not answering it yet. So you spend that remaining gold on advancing your research further, using your already elite tanks. Nothing wrong with that, though. While you're Mr. New, you better go ahead and take it a little slow, learn a lot while you still can. And just don't rush up to tier 10 because that's where all the good players are. Yeah, well, you're not one of them yet. That's not to say you can't. But, alright, well, what else can I do with that 900? Well, you can buy yourself a cheap little tier 3 premium, or if there's a good special going on like right now, you could get a half off tier 5, like this RAM here. But it's just really up to you what you're going to spend that last 900 on. You're going to need, if you get a premium tank, that is going to eat up a garage slot. So there's that going on. And then you just use the rest to, I guess, work on the experience, or just save up for when you want to save a piece of equipment that cannot be demounted. What do I mean by that? It'll be stuff like the gun rammers. Cost you 10 gold to demount. So you can see that remaining little bits for that kind of stuff for your higher ups. But got your premium time, fool's choice. The day you're going to sleep about half of that time away, or you're going to just be doing something else other than blowing up tanks for 24 hours, and it's a waste. And then you'll have to keep doing it and doing it. Now the most cost efficient is going to be your 12 months, just like with your gold package. The most cost efficient is the largest, but you don't really have to spend that much. And premium account, that's always a good decision. And if no one is buying any, no one's paying the game company, the game will eventually just shut down, because the game may be free, however, to run the servers, that is not. So paying the game company is a very, very good thing, and as such, you should, as long as you enjoy the game, you think the game is great, and you want to see it around for years to come. Because the minute the thing stops making money, and they may try and force it along for a while, but it will shut down if everyone keeps not paying. So, as far as I'm concerned, World of Tanks, fantastic game. I am like freaking crazy about it, beyond any rationale anymore. And way I think this game is so fantastic, they deserve every penny they get. And I mean, the real kicker, it is a free to play, but not pay to win. They will pay you, they will essentially pay you to play it. Okay, this is why I think it's so fantastic. They will essentially pay you to play it for them. Alright, so that means almost everything in here is literally free. Alright, you save up enough gold from tournament play. That's not the right one. Alright, you save up enough gold from tournament play, you can buy a year's worth of premium for free. That's a lot of tournaments though. And you better be doing really well. Otherwise, the stuff doesn't add up quick enough. But, So, recap. For your gold. Come on. For your gold. You're not going to get anything with bundled up. You're just going to buy straight gold, because gold is king. Gold will buy you everything else. You could grind credits out. Okay? Buy your gold. I would go with the $15 package. It's a great startup. It's a great startup cost. And get you going along your way merrily. Second, expand your barracks at least once, because you've got to keep that crew. Your crew is more important than the tank itself. How important are they? You move crew, when you get a new tank, you move the crew from the old tank to it. That's how important they are. Alright, so that's how important the crew is. Now you want to, of course, expand the garage, because this is what keeps the crew from ever having to need to be in the barracks to begin with. It's like, at this point, I'm not even going to expand my barracks anymore. I'm only going to expand my garage. But a barracks expansion in the beginning is needed. There's just not enough space. Not to say I couldn't just spend a whole bunch of money expanding the garage so I'd never have to get the barracks expansion. But the cheapest way to be able to house more crew members and go through a bunch of different lower tier tanks is just a barracks expansion. Now you're going to want to expand at least 6 more garage slots, because tanks are awesome, and I know a lot about having tanks. So, expand your garage. Keep them if you could keep them out of the barracks that much longer, that's another 5 to 6 crew members not in the barracks. Also, gives you a much wider tank selection, and you don't have to sell off just because you're bored or you're done. You can actually keep tanks then. Although with only 6 additional ones, you're still going to have to be picking out only ones you're going to want to run. And as such, until you start getting a really big garage. But, okay, that's number 2. Start enlarging your garage. Good, it's important. And lots of tanks you can have, because let's face it, deep down, we are all collectors and we're just all picking our favorites. And you could just have a boatload of crews. A boatload of crews on the tanks and covering different areas. Like right here, I got 3 different German heavy tank crews. Not one of them sitting in my barracks. So, get you tanks, get you leveling up, get you going along your way, and hopefully having a much better experience. You won't have to do a Sophie's Choice and figure out who gets to stay and who has to leave. This barracks ain't big enough for the both of you. Your crew is important. Keep them. And this is just a great way to get started. If you ever feel so inclined, I will testify. $200 dropped in this. Get you quite a bit. Get you a very pimped out garage. Get you a nice premium tier 8 tank that you gotta be ready for. Don't just rush to it. Don't just get it just because you can. Alright? It's not important. The tier is not as important as the player. And while you're learning, stick to low tiers. Stick down there, tier 5, tier 6. That's training ground. Lower tiers, that's getting your feet wet. And, premium account will go a long way. Now, being a wall of water ain't exactly a bad thing. Premium tanks, they are better than stock tanks, worse than fully upgraded. And once again, no one ends up paying for the game. Eventually, the game will just shut down. And when it's your favorite game, that's going to just be a real shame to let it shut down because no one really wanted to pay. So free, it's a good thing to pay. Long as you decide they deserve the money. Alright, so until next time, catch you later.